Today, I'd like to share my real experience with a security deposit problem I faced in Chiang Mai. It's actually not uncommon in Thailand for the deposit not to be returned after moving out, or for landlords to provide no clear breakdown of repair costs. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire process, from when the problem occurred to how it was eventually resolved based on my own experience. I hope this will be helpful for anyone planning to live in Chiang Mai or rent an apartment here. First, let me explain what happened. When I moved out, I faced a problem where my security deposit, the deposit paid at the beginning of the rental, was not returned. There was no explanation, no breakdown of costs, and no clear reason given. The landlord simply didn't return the money, and that was how the trouble began. Next, let me talk about the background of this issue. First, the real estate agent did not attend the move-out inspection. Because of that, we couldn't check the condition of the room together. Later on, they claimed repair costs without providing any evidence. In addition, negotiating on my own didn't make any progress. The discussions went nowhere and stayed at a stalemate for a long time. These factors became the major reasons why this trouble happened. When I looked into the real estate agent involved in this case, I found out that they were not a registered company, but an unregistered individual agent. In Thailand, there is no licensing system like the real estate broker license in Japan, so even individuals can work as property agents. Because of this, deposit refund problems are quite common. It made me realize how important it is to choose a trustworthy and properly registered agent. I decided to consult the OCPB, the Office of the Consumer Protection Board in Thailand. The OCPB is a government agency that helps mediate disputes between consumers and private companies in a neutral and fair manner. You can submit your case online, and both the consultation and mediation are free of charge. The main reason I contacted them was that negotiations with the agent were not progressing at all. I felt that a fair, government-led mediation was necessary. Compared to taking the case to court, the process is much simpler and costs nothing. So, for my situation, I believed the OCPB was the most appropriate organization to turn to. The application to the OCPB can be completed entirely online. I had to submit all the evidence related to the dispute, such as line messages, receipts, and the rental contract. However, each file must be under 5 megabytes, which is quite a strict limit. It took a lot of time to compress images and adjust the PDF files to meet the requirement. If the documents you submit are incomplete, the OCPB will notify you and ask you to resubmit the missing materials within 15 days. I filed my application in May, and the actual mediation took place in November. In total, the entire process took about 6 months from the initial submission. The mediation date was decided when I received a letter from City Hall. When I opened the envelope, I found that the entire notice was written in Thai. After checking the contents, I realized that the mediation would be conducted only in Thai. To make matters more urgent, the mediation was scheduled for that same Friday of the week. I quickly contacted a Thai lawyer who speaks Japanese, and thankfully, I was able to arrange for her to act as an interpreter that Sunday. On the day of the mediation, she attended the meeting with me, and thanks to her support, everything went smoothly. This experience made me realize how important it is to prepare an interpreter well in advance for situations like this. On the day of the mediation, the discussion took place at a table with 3 parties: the City Hall officer, the real estate agent, and myself. The interpreter sat next to me and supported all the Thai language communication carefully.
The mediation took about an hour and a half. The City Hall officer led the entire process, and the discussion proceeded in a calm and orderly manner. The main point of the mediation was how much of the 30,000 baht security deposit would be returned. The real estate agent insisted on returning only 13,000 baht. I explained that the agent had not attended the move-out inspection and that if they wanted to claim repair costs, they needed to provide evidence. The agent responded that too much time had passed since I moved out, and therefore they no longer had proof of things like wallpaper replacement. I then pointed out that I had submitted photos of the property at the time of signing the contract, and that the photos taken when a new tenant moved in should serve as valid evidence as well. In the end, the refund amount was raised to 15,000 baht. Both sides agreed, and the mediation concluded successfully.
Let me explain why I ultimately chose to settle the case. First, taking the issue to court in Thailand would require a significant amount of time, money, and emotional energy. On top of that, mediation by the OCPB does not carry legal force, so they cannot issue a compulsory refund order. I also received advice from Thai acquaintances who told me the situation in Thailand is different from Japan, and it's better to negotiate and reach a compromise at a reasonable point. Considering all of this, I wanted to avoid dragging the problem out any longer. I felt it was more practical to aim for an early resolution, so I chose to negotiate within a realistic range and settled the case.
Through this experience, I reflected on what went wrong and what I learned from the situation. First, in terms of reflection, I did not research the real estate agent at the beginning. I also wasn't fully prepared with an interpreter, even though mediation requires Thai language skills. And because Chiang Mai is a safe city, I let my guard down more than I should have. On the other hand, I learned a great deal from this experience. I realized how important it is to confirm whether the real estate agent is officially registered as a company. I also learned that keeping evidence, such as line messages, photos, and videos, is essential. And I strongly felt the importance of conducting a move-out inspection together with the agent. In addition, I learned that using the OCPB allows you to receive mediation from a neutral third party, and that arranging an interpreter early is crucial. I believe these lessons will be helpful for anyone planning to live in Thailand.
Finally, I'd like to share a few key points for anyone planning to start a new life in Thailand based on what I learned from this experience. First, it is very important to choose a trustworthy real estate company. You need to check the contract details even more carefully than you might in Japan. When you move out, make sure that the agent attends the inspection with you. Deposit issues are not uncommon in Thailand, so this step is essential. If a problem does occur, the OCPB can be a very reliable support. And if you are not confident in Thai, arranging an interpreter early will give you peace of mind. I hope that what I shared today will help you enjoy a safer and more comfortable life in Thailand.
Thank you very much for watching until the end. I hope today's video helps you feel more at ease as you begin your life in Thailand. I will continue to share useful information that can support your daily life here, so I hope you will join me again in future videos. Thank you once again.